We're going to come to the bottom of the steps. Come down here.
This whole Chris, move it over somewhere.
They're coming down to the bottom step.
Yeah, bottom step. Can you guys back up?
Back up
Can you
some.
guys just back
Let
up?
them get to the bottom step.
Oh, wait, I can stand over.
They
wanted me on the other
Stand
side.
behind
We're over here.
Where's Bob? Where's Bob?
This way we look like the same height.
So we are delighted to tell the world of NASCAR and its fans that this case has been settled. We believe it's a settlement that's going to grow this sport, that's going to be great for the teams and for NASCAR, but most importantly for the fans. This case was filed 15 months ago. This was never about just 2311. It was never just about Front Row. It was about trying to do something that was to be great for everyone. And as part of this deal, we are going to have evergreen charters that are going to be available for everyone.
On behalf of NASCAR, I'd like to echo Mr. Kessler's statement that we are thrilled that we could deliver this result to all the stakeholders. One of the key issues here for NASCAR has always been the preservation of the charter system, and we are thrilled that through this settlement we get to preserve the charter system for the teams and for all the stakeholders, while at the same time providing NASCAR with the necessary flexibility to run the sport in the best interest of all of the shareholders.
Michael, Jim, on behalf of the France family, and for the sake of the 75 years they've invested in building this sport into what it is today, and for the fans and for the sport, we're glad to put these differences behind us in this lawsuit, lock arms, move together, preserving the charter system for the benefit of all the stakeholders, and growing this sport and the fan experience to be the greatest in all sports.
Michael, and we look forward to seeing everybody at Bowman Gray and at Daytona.
2311 and Front Row get their charters?
Yes.
Michael, Jim, what was the process like for you guys going through this and where you reached in settlement today?
I mean, like two competitors, obviously we're trying to get it as much done in each other's favor, but I think, collectively, and I don't think Jim was any opposite of me, was the fans has always been the best, solution to this whole process and to the sport itself. The only way that, and I've said this from day one, only way this sport's going to grow is we have to find some synergy between the two entities. And I think we've gotten to that point. Unfortunately, it took 16 months to get here, but I think, level heads has got us to this point to where we can actually work together and grow this sport. I'm very proud about that, and I think Jim feels the same way.
Jim?
Yes, I do feel the same. We can get back to focusing on what we really love, and that's racing. And we spent a lot of time kind of in a not really focused on that so much as we need to be. So I feel like that we've made a very good decision here together, and we have a big opportunity to continue growing the sport. We've got Denny, Hamlin getting ready to go for a championship, and we need to focus on what we all love, and so I'm
What was
happy
the
it was
impetus that made it today and not earlier?
Level heads. In all honesty, when you get to the finish line, sometimes you have to think, not just for yourself, but you got to think about the sport as a whole. And I think both parties got to that point, and we realized that we can have an opportunity to settle this, and we dove in and we actually did it. Unfortunately, it took us that long, but we got here. That's all that matters.
I mean, do you feel like it was worth it?
Well, I mean, both parties feel like it's worth it because we understand we had to work together. I mean, compromise in every negotiation is one of the toughest things that you can do. And I think that you can say that we both compromised on both of our agendas. And I think we both come to the conclusion that it's better for the sport.
So much family history wrapped up here, not just for you, Mr. France, but also for you, Mr. Jordan. Can you talk about just what it means to you from a legacy point of view?
Well, I grew up watching his father build this sport, and I didn't want to have to tear it down. I don't think he wanted to be torn down, but I think under calmer circumstances, we actually voiced what our interests may have been, collectively, and at the end of the day, we reached some type of compromise. And to me, that's in every negotiation. That's in every agreement. I'm very happy we stand on this step to move forward as opposed to moving separate.
What were the other terms of the
I think
settlement?
that's, guys, that's it.
Yeah,
We're
that's
done.
it.
We're
Thank
done.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Let's go
Thank you
race.
so much. Let's go.
Go to Bubba Brown.
No more questions.
Go to
Thank you.
Daytona.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
It was the most nervous I've ever been. I've raced a lot of races, but that was the most nerving part about it. But it was good to be able to kind of tell the story and kind of the backstory of you know my history in the sport and certainly my passion for it. You know, this doesn't happen unless I've got a fire to really help and grow this sport, and that's what we did today.
I don't mean to be rude, Denny, but there were some things that came out in the discovery here that were a little difficult between you and the business partners. Do you feel like you'll be able to move forward amicably?
Oh yeah, it's a marriage. I mean, any marriage you got to have. If I didn't have people having checks and balances on me, then I'd do everything I could to win races. And so you always need people within a company to make sure that everyone's, the business is running properly, and that's essentially what we were trying to protect with this lawsuit, is to essentially make sure that this team's here for the long run.
Will this change anything for you? Will this change anything for you? Will you run race for 2311 instead of Joe Gibson?
No, I got a contract with Gibbs that will, for the next 2 years, and now thankfully I can focus on that.
Where did you guys Thank y'all. compromise? We got to go, Bob.
What's that?
Where did you guys compromise? We can't talk about that.
Jordan
Bob.
said that both sides compromised. You guys got the evergreen charters. I'm just curious, what did you guys?
I feel like everything within the settlement is going to grow the sport, and it's going to be better for everyone. There's no doubt about it.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.